Welcome. My name is Reverend Kristen Kephart, and I'm the spiritual director here at Camarillo Center for Spiritual Living. We are so glad that you are joining us. If this is your first time, please know that we are a radically inclusive, which means everyone is welcome, and spiritually progressive community. Currently, we are 100% online with multiple offerings. Check on our website. The information is below, and we will be posting some new classes and ways to interact and still remain in community during this time. And if you've been with us for years, I'm delighted that you are joining in to our community, our center, as we continue to hold this place and space until we meet again. Enjoy our service today. Blessings.
Good morning. Welcome to our living room. My name is Jennifer Russell.
I'm Michael Gale.
We're so grateful to be doing the music today for this service. Let's open up our hearts in sweet surrender. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light alone. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light alone. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light alone. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light alone. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. We are opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light alone. We are opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light alone. We are opening. We are opening. We are opening. We are opening. Oh, and let's just bring our hands right here into our hearts, this open heart of yours, recognizing the presence I am. I love and adore you. Thank you for my life. And let's bless each other. I see you. I recognize you. You are love itself. Please join me in the affirmation for the day. We're going to say it 3 times together. So if you could stand up, breathe deeply, let your whole body be involved in this powerful statement of truth that we're going to be speaking together. So let's begin with a nice big breath. My freedom is the awareness that all things live together for the good of all other things and for the greater good of life itself. Let's take another big breath. My freedom is the awareness that all things live together for the good of all other things and for the greater good of life itself. And one more time. My freedom is the awareness that all things live together for the good of all other things and for the greater good of life itself. Oh, and let's take that into prayer. If you would close your eyes with me, let's come into the heart space and just allow the expansion there of all the good, all the God that is now that is here, that is everywhere present. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to speak my word. I'm so grateful to remember that I am always the victorious presence of the mighty I am. That I am the power, the presence, the wisdom, the beauty, the opulence, the freedom of God. I am fully endowed with all that is God. And I know this truth for each and every one of us, that we are the powerful presence of God right here and now. And the good within our lives is absolutely multiplying the good of everyone else's life. That it is increasing the good of Godness everywhere. I am so grateful to celebrate this together. That we are free in this goodness, this Godness. And that the freedom is the awareness that all things live together for the good of all other things. And I claim that wonderful good, that we go from good to greater good, always. No matter what it looks like, we can remember when. And I'm so grateful to bless this time as I bless this service. I'm so grateful that everyone is receiving what they need today. Reverend Kristen is standing in the truth, being the messenger from the Most High as she opens up her mouth and speaks Godness. And that we are receiving what we need today. We are being spiritually nurtured. Ah, so beautiful. And I absolutely command freedom for each and every one of us, as we've never known it before. Free to be ourselves, free to ask, free to lift up into the best version that we can of our own beingness, of our choices. And absolutely free to choose. For we are the choosers. So I claim our divine inheritance right now. I claim that we are here as vital, vibrant, radiant health. I command wholeness for each and every one of us. This is our divine inheritance. I command the flow of abundance, for we are the opulence of God. That opulence flows in and out and through us, and we are absolutely participating in this law of circulation, in the law of the circle. All needs met, all the time. And we freely give as often as we can. It is so much fun. And how grateful I am to just claim love rules our life, rules every relationship. That love is the healer. Love is the provider. Love is the solution to every problem. And may all of our relationships be that place of beautiful giving and receiving, that place of transparency, that place of freedom, the freedom to be self, the freedom to ask for what we need, the freedom to give freely. Ah, how beautiful. And I bless everything that we're up to, all the projects, the beautiful new ideas that are coming through. Oh, I bless them all. I'm knowing they're all good. And as we share them with the world, absolutely we are increasing the good on this planet. So grateful to be a part of this. I bless this mighty community, the Camarillo Center for Spiritual Living. I am absolutely knowing that we are flourishing as a community, even though we're not meeting together in person. We are meeting together heart to heart, and we are steeping in what that truly means more and more. I'm so grateful for Reverend Kristen leading us through this time. She's doing a fabulous job, and we just bless her. We know that she is strengthened in everything that she needs. So I release this prayer in deep thanksgiving, in full faith, knowing that the law of God has already done this. It has become law. It is complete. It is good. And so it is, and so I let it be. Beloved I am, beloved I am, beloved I am. Hi, once again, my name is Jennifer Russell, and I am thrilled to be a practitioner for the Centers for Spiritual Living. And here at the Camarillo Center for Spiritual Living, we are actively co-creating a world that evolves through the power of service, prayer, and play. A world that works for everyone. I'm going to say that works for everyone on every level of life. So please join me in honoring all faiths. This is my favorite part of the service, except for the music, of course. We celebrate all paths that lead to the recognition of the divine. We honor shamanism as a path of the inward journey and soul travel. We honor Hinduism as a path of recognizing the divine in each person. We honor Judaism as a path of law. We honor Taoism as a path of recognizing the perfect order and balance of the universe. And we honor Buddhism as a path of compassion and peace. We honor Christianity as a path of love and forgiveness. We honor Islam as a path of constant prayer. We honor Baha'i as a path recognizing the oneness of all religion. We honor New Thought as a path of healing and the power of the mind. And we honor you and what brought you here today.
Come,
So we're wrapping up a 4-week series on the discussion of unchained spirituality. Today's talk title is the Tao of Freedom. So the Tao is part philosophy, part religion of going with the flow, and that inherently in that there is a path to freedom, or it is freedom. And Ernest Holmes, the founder of Science of Mind, in the textbook right up front talks about, and I keep talking about this, that we are to be free. We are not to be bound by anything, that freedom is our birthright. So with that, right now in our country and the world, there's this struggling, and we're dealing with oppression and things that have been ingrained in our society for so long that not everyone recognizes that it might be an issue, which makes me think of a song, as most things do, by Tracy Chapman, and it's called Change. So if you saw the face of God and love, would you change? Would you change? If you knew that love can break your heart when you're down so low you cannot fall, would you change? Would you change? And for me, that if I saw the face of God, if I truly knew and understood and felt and was embodied with the idea of spirit, and infused with the universe, that I am part of that, just like you are part of that, would we change how we interact and move within our world? And change is not always easy. It just isn't. And so I'm throwing it out there, that this idea of going with the flow, of also recognizing that in order to get to nirvana, in order to get to your highest and best self, or how you get for a world that works for everyone, there is some effort on your part to be part of that change, to recognize, hey, this really might be something, and explore it. That's what the book study that's coming up, Centers for Spiritual Living, of me and white supremacy, or me and my supremacy, something like that. There's tons of books out there. If you're interested, please reach out to me and we can talk about it. It's a very can be a very difficult and sensitive thing to discuss. Anyway, when something is broken at my house, or when something is in need of repair, I grab the duct tape. I grab duct tape and I take a big old piece of it and I wrap it around a couple of times, and it is fixed. And then it also fixes holes with water. So, you tape it. Well, then all of a sudden, it's springing a leak. Or I'll use an example of a ball. So the ball is filled with air. It has a hole. I use duct tape. And I really nicely place it the first time I put it on there. And it seems to hold. And then a couple weeks go by. I'm noticing the ball's deflating. So I put some more duct tape around it. And sooner or later, I end up with more duct tape on the ball than the ball itself. And I'm using the duct tape this morning because how long do we continue to do something until we might realize the duct tape might not be the answer? That the change that's being called forth within our country, or being called forth within me, is I need to stop using the duct tape and go and try it another way. So So duct tape. The reason why I'm bringing up duct tape is because this week I've had quite a few people in discussion, and lots of people are grieving. Lots of people are wanting it to go back to normal. I do too. I would love to all be together this morning and gather and be in conversation the old way. I like the old way, and my heart is calling me towards the old way. And these, well, it's gone on months now, we've been throwing duct tape on it. You know, we're going to put duct tape on it, and we're going to go back to normal next week. We're going to put some more duct tape on it, and we're going to continue to make it as normal as possible. And then we find out that not yet. So working on changing my perspective on being in this pandemic, and trying to go with the flow enough to say I might need to release some of the old to allow the new, whatever it's going to be, to come forth. And I don't know exactly what that is yet, and I don't know if you know what exactly that is yet for your life. And I also know for me, once I went, wow, I've been this whole time, I'm just covered in duct tape. And I giggle about it because I find it kind of funny to recognize that I can barely move anymore because I'm so constrained by my old way. That it has allowed me to peel it all off or let that shell go. And I'm almost in this Tao-like state of just going with the flow. We can't change everything right now. We can't. The only thing that there is control over is yourself. So take the time to get yourself aligned with the Tracy Chapman line of, and I just got rid of it, but if you saw the face of God and love, would you change? That is the reality of who we are, is that. So to let go of, or at least lay it down, and get on the boat or the travel of this idea of going with the flow. Going with the flow and focusing on the things that you can change, and those things out there that we've talked about for so long, about living in the mystery of God, and how beautiful that is. And that works if everything in your life is going fantastic. And now there's such a big unknown that it's nice to have that reminder that God and love are the foundation of who I am, who we are. So it's all about finding the truth in which we know and need to be reminded. Ernest Holmes in the Science of Mind textbook says, "The road to freedom lies not through mysteries or occult performances, but through the intelligent use of nature's forces and laws." So we know that there are laws out there, there are laws that exist, and to get into that flow of that, just like if I picked up a pen, I know that if I drop the pen where I'm sitting, it's going to fall. I'm not up in space where it's going to float. So I do know that the object is going to fall. If I pretend, or if I live in this place where I believe the pen is going to float when the law of gravity says it's going to fall, I can spend my entire life trying to prove the law of gravity is wrong. Yeah? But all I have to do is this simple thing of drop the pen and recognize that that's gravity. It's kind of what I'm talking about with the go with the flow, the laws of attraction, all of that. All of the things that we believe in science of mind. And once we get to this place, or that we're reminded of being in this place of I myself am not doing the work, it is the universe or spirit within me that I allow to work through me that does the work. That takes some of the pressure off. That takes some of the pressure off of feeling like you have to carry the world. Well, you actually have something, the biggest, most vast, amazing thing there is, spirit, right with you, helping you on your journey, on the path, the road that you're walking down, or the river that you're floating. We'll continue with the river. Donald Walsh from Conversations with God said, "To live your life without expectation, without the need for specific results, that is freedom. That is godliness. That is how I live." What would that look like in your life? Could you live without having the answer, the result, already defined in your mind before the experience has happened? What would that look like? There is a man by the name of Panache Denay, and he wrote an article of 7 things you need to know to tame the monkey mind. And I was kind of reflecting on that. You know, I grew up in Thousand Oaks, California, where there used to be Jungle Land, and I don't remember going there, but I was told, or there's some pictures of me being at that park, and it was a park with a bunch of wild animals, lions actually, with this idea that there's this ringmaster and they're going to tame the lions. And when did taming a lion ever go so well? Just saying. Tippi Hedren's had, accidents. I can go on and on. So this idea of taming something so wild, this wild beast, that in its wild beastliness is majestic and amazing, and this idea that we have to tame it and create it and make it something else is, when it's proven, kind of like, the physics, that it's most of the time, correct me if I'm wrong, but it doesn't work out so well. A lion is a wild animal, and it is in its kingdom, where it is the top animal of the kingdom, and it's living perfectly as its wild self. We don't need to this idea of taming it. Anyway, I took a side direction this morning. But with this idea of taming the monkey mind, or the lion, I think it's more of like we should soften, or we should soften the monkey. We should recognize that the monkey mind is there, and to get rid of it, or to get rid of its wildness completely, to tame it so it's never that wild thing, I feel is unrealistic. Said it. It's unrealistic to me to think that it can be completely tamed. However, it can be It can be softened. So he suggests 7 ways, 7 things that we can do, and I'm going to go through these. So number 1, seek common ground and connection. And so instead of feeling that you're separate from everyone else, everything and everyone, take the time to connect back to knowing that you are a divine being in this physical world. Take your shoes off. Go stand outside in the grass or in the dirt and put your toes, or in the sand, wherever you're at, and ground yourself and allow the idea or the truth come in you that we're all connected, that even if you feel alone, you're not alone. We are all connected. So that is the basis of it, where we need to change our perspective as we're this small little self, and recognize we are part of this amazing bigger picture. Okay, so we switch our perspective. Number 2, look deeper than the story. So we all have stories. We all have stories that we retell and retell and retell. And when we're tired of the story, we stop telling the story. Or when we recognize that we're bigger than the story, that the story doesn't define us, then we move on to something else. But this idea of listening to the story that you're narrating, listening to what's coming out, and then diving under that and going, is that truly who I am, or who I'm meant to be? And when you're ready to let go of that story, you can then expand out from the monkey mind and say, that's not, whatever story's going on, it's not the truth. It's not the truth. It was never the truth. It's still not the truth. And I'm going to let it go. Or that story, you can go to the back of my monkey mind and it can settle there. But it is no longer going to run my life or drive my life. Number 3, realize you are not your thoughts. Just because there's some story going on in your head, the way you think you've been treated, or how you received a text from somebody and then you've read all the emotions in it, and you can't read emotions into text because they're just words. Whatever it is, realize that we are not our thoughts. That too needs to be looked at and said, okay, monkey, settle down. That's not true either. This is my truth. Number 4, let go of excuses. These excuses of, I don't have time to explore, I don't have time, I'm too busy to work through this. It takes time to break down the mental constructs and to figure out what is causing this monkey to run like it's on a hamster wheel. Now's the time, people. We're in a pandemic. Take 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day for 30 days and start working it. Number 5, develop a drama-free mentality. Drama-free. When somebody calls and it's like, ooh, I got good gossip, say, sometimes it's hard, I know, say, for this week, I'm not going to live in a soap opera. I'm not going to live in somebody else's soap opera. I'm going to stay on my course of what I know is true. Drama-free. 6, release judgment. What were they thinking? What's wrong with them? I was driving through a drive-through the other day, and at a table there were 4 people and they didn't have masks, and all of those things were going through my head of, they're blah, 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 and why aren't they, and why can't, and blah, 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 blah. Let go of the judgment. Let go of the judgment that you judge yourself. You are your biggest critic. And lastly, number 7, practice awareness. Practice, practice, practice. What are the thoughts streaming through your head? Catch one. Catch a thought and be aware, is that something that I need to soften? Is that the truth? Should I turn the volume up on it because that is the truth, and I want to reprogram my monkey mind to pick up the stuff that allows me to grow into my highest and best self. Yeah? If I have in my monkey mind it running around saying, you're never going to be blah, blah, blah. I'm not worthy. I'm not smart enough. One person can't make the change. Whatever that babble is, work it and practice awareness so it is not, so you can reprogram it. Elizabeth Gilbert from Eat, Pray, and Love said, you need to learn how to select your thoughts just the way you select your clothes every day. This is a power you can cultivate. If you want to control things in your life so bad, work on the mind. That's the only thing you should be trying to control. Brilliant words. So, the takeaway for today is, what would it be like to live in the flow? Ask yourself that. And in its uncomfort, and know that when you're living in the flow, that spirit, the universe, has got you covered. What would that feel like if you knew God and love were the basis of all things? If you truly were ready to accept that in your heart and the basis of how you walk through your life, would you change? Would you change? It's been lovely being with you today, and so it is. Okay, let's go into prayer. Just get comfortable, however you want to get comfortable. And in that comfort, excuse me, keep your eyes open or closed, whatever works for you. And take a deep breath with me. How good it is to come together and realize that we are so much bigger than we think we are. We are so much more powerful than we know we are. And to know that we're guided and guarded by this thing that is so big and so immense and so beautiful, and today I'm going to call it Spirit. That Spirit is around, running through, in, and as us. I let Spirit in. I allow Spirit to direct my life. I allow Spirit and the taming of my mind to go with the flow. To not have to have an expectation for everything that happens in my life. Today I set out with that, as that. I let go of anything that doesn't serve me. I let go of the drama. I save your drama for your mama. I let it go. And I breathe into my life. I breathe into my life as your life. I breathe into my life as your life, which is Spirit's life. And I realize, and I'm embraced with a connection that is so big, so beautiful, that I am never separate. I am never alone. I am never, ever alone. So I take this time to allow new thoughts to come in, new thoughts to process, new thoughts to soften my monkey mind, because I am empowered. I am no longer bound by my history. I am no longer bound in bondage. That I have allowed myself, I free myself, and I free myself to such a place where the power within me then seeks out to find that light or to find that thing where I know that taking this step forward that is creating a world that works for everyone. We live in a world where everyone deserves to be free. And I start with allowing myself to be free. So speaking these words and knowing the truth, I simply let the universe do its thing. And then the yesness of the allness, I say, thank you, Mother, Father, God, thank you. And together we say, and so it is. Amen. Blessings all. Love you.
Love the music in you. Love the song you sing. Let it bring you joy. Let it give you wings. Let it carry you beyond what you know, beyond old ideas of how your song goes. I love the music in me. I love the song I sing. I let it bring me joy. Let it give me wings. I let it carry me beyond what I know, beyond old ideas of how my song goes.
this giving. So if you've given, we thank you. If you're thinking about giving, we thank you. Please put an amount in your head that you are gifting or tithing to the center. And what I would like you to do is hold that amount in your head. Blow that amount into your hand. And place it on your heart. And join me in saying our affirmation. This gift I give is God in action. I send it forth with joy, confidence, and ease. I am blessed by the law of giving and receiving. As I now share my good with life, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Let's do it one more time. This gift I give is God in action. I send it forth with joy and confidence and ease. I am blessed by the law of giving and receiving. As I now share my good with life, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. And together we say, and so it is.
You ready?
Yes.
Use me, oh God, I stand for you. Here I Thank you for being with us today. What a wonderful service it's been. Thank you, Reverend Kristen, for that beautiful message. So let's celebrate as we close the service with something wonderful is happening through me right now. Hope you get up and dance. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. Something wonderful. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. Something wonderful is happening through my mind. It's happening through my body. Right here in my heart. And I let it be. Something wonderful. Something wonderful. Something wonderful. Something wonderful is happening through you right now. Something wonderful. Something wonderful is happening through you right now. Something wonderful is happening through your mind. It's happening through your body. Right here in your heart. So let it be. Something wonderful. Something wonderful. Something wonderful. Something wonderful. Have a great week. We'll see you next week.